What's going on YouTube? Today we are back with another QBX video. Today we are doing the profile on Deshaun Watson, and we're going to go over some highlights he had this year, his contract for next year and the extension he signed last year I believe, stats he had this year, and I guess what we're going to do is injury history because he has had 2 ACL surgeries I believe, and if you have any other quarterbacks you want me to do, leave them down in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, do all that. And let's get into these highlights right now. Alright, so mainly in these highlights, I just want to show you throws he had this year. Tight window throws, throws the boundaries, his athleticism that he has, his mobility, stuff that everything he brings to the table with us, mostly. So he is a mobile quarterback. He can do anything you need him to. He can run around, extend plays. He makes any throw you need. He can go outside the numbers, middle of the field, deep ball. He has everything you want in a quarterback. Fade out here, perfect. Perfectly thrown ball. Against a good Steelers defense as well. Here another deep shot, outside numbers, right on the money. Against Jacksonville, here's another throw. Perfectly lined. Just another deep ball. He has everything you want a quarterback to make. He has athleticism, escapability. If he needs to extend the play, he can do that. He can make people miss, another huge thing. Right here, he extends the play. I think that's Clowney that he gets away from. Then finds his tight end on the sideline for a huge pickup. Right here, once again, extend the play, looking around, running around. Throws a dart to the pylon right there. Couldn't tell who that was who caught that. Another deep shot here. Crossing route, deep crossing route there. Hits him perfect. So he can make every throw. His accuracy is pretty solid. We'll see what it was this year, his accuracy, in this when we do the stats. But from highlights I've seen, he's any quarterback you want coming out. Once again, more escapability and find this guy wide open in the middle, in the back of the end zone. So he's everything you want him to be. So now let's get into his contract that he has right now and what it looks like. Let me pull that up real quick. Where is it on my thing? Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Alright. So next year his cap hit's only gonna be, let's just round it up to 16 mil. So for us, that's great because we need wide receivers. So we can sign a wide receiver to go along with Deshaun. We can sign Sheriff to that extension and have cap. Of course, we're going to have to cut Alex Smith, which some people might not be happy with, but you have Deshaun Watson, you're going to have to let go of the veteran. And I don't know if Alex Smith is going to play next year. I doubt he plays next year with the way he played at the end of the season. I feel like that calf was more than, well, I know it was more than a calf strain, it was something else. I just don't feel like that leg's going to hold up. And if he just had a little injury like that and it lasted for a month, I believe it was, for a calf strain or contusion, whatever it was, that should have been not a big deal for most people. I think that leg's just so mangled and not reliable to even him. He might not even want to play anymore. He came back, did it this year, and I think that's enough for him to be like, okay, I can still play and still play at the highest level. I mean, we were what, what one streak did we go on? What, 4 straight with him? Right? Cincy, Dallas, uh, Pittsburgh, then San Francisco. So yeah, we had 4 straight wins with him as quarterback. So yes, he can still play at a high level, but his mobility isn't there. his accuracy isn't what it used to be. He threw a lot of picks they didn't in the past. So we're just going to let Alex Smith go if this happens, which I'm fine with. Then you get into 2022, his cap hit could be 40 million. It jumps up, and then 2023, 42 million. So his cap hit could be a lot. So that means we probably won't sign Jonathan Allen to an extension. So I would, to get this deal done, let's get into that. How you get this deal done? I would be sending 3 first-round draft picks, maybe even 4. And I know they want a defensive starter. Send them Jonathan Allen. So that's 1. Another starter. I don't know who the second player you would want to send. I wouldn't send another D tackle. I would send Allen and probably, maybe a linebacker. Holcomb. Do you send Cam Curl? I doubt it. I don't really want to send Montez Sweat, but if that's what gets if three ones, John Allen and Montez get the deal done, I would I would accept. I would rather it be 4 ones in John Allen and hope that worked. I'll do 4 ones in John Allen, no problem. With 3 ones in John Allen, 3 ones in John Allen, no problem at all. I would 100% do that. Give him the 3 ones. Give him John Allen. Give us Watson. I'm happy with that. Especially with the cap hit Deshaun's going to be. We wouldn't sign John Allen back next year anyway, so be a 1-year rental for them since it's his. We picked up his 5th-year option, so it's his 5th-year option for the first rounder, and this is Deshaun's 5th-year option, I believe. That's why it's 15 million right now, and then the extension starts in 2022. So that's the way we would get the deal done. Sending 3 first, John Allen. I'm hoping it's just 3 first. If it's 4, I would do it. Anything more than that, or maybe 3 first and a second, or 3 first and a third, and John Allen. Maybe that gets the deal done. No problem. If it gets anything more than that, I wouldn't really want to send 2 players, because that gets into our strongest part of our team. John Allen, he's good, but I don't think he's going to be back next year or after next year, so it would make sense to send him. So now let's get into his stats. Alright, so his stats this year, pretty solid, I would say. He had 1 game with 163 yards passing and a touchdown against Cleveland, but I remember that game. It was windy, the weather was terrible, and Alex Smith passed for 170 yards sometimes in a win. So if you throw for that in a 10-7 game in a bad weather, it's windy, you're mostly probably gonna be running the ball anyway. That's why you got Gibson. I'd be alright with that, especially if we kept it close. Then let's do week 1, 253, touchdown to pick. Week 2, lost to Baltimore. Threw for 275, touchdown to pick. Completion percentage on these look like he's mostly in the 60s, 60 range. 60, sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 80. So not terrible. Pittsburgh, 2 touchdowns and a pick for 264. Houston, Minnesota, 300, 2 touchdowns. Had a lot of decent games. That's why he's going for so much. He's the perfect quarterback. He's got mobility, he's got the arm, he's got the talent, he's got the knowledge now, being his 5th year. I would rather do this than taking a rookie, taking a chance. Proven fact. He's a proven quarterback. That's why he's going to go for so much. Especially with what Matt Stafford just went for. His value is going to be a lot. Let's do Minnesota. We just did. Jacksonville 359, 3 touchdowns. Just looking through these, Tennessee had 4 touchdowns. I'm sorry, they had that comeback. I remember that. Tennessee was up by a ton. Then Houston came back, tied. I think tied or they take the lead. I think they took the lead, and then Tennessee came back and won. Green Bay 2 touchdowns, 309, no picks. So many picks do you have this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 7 interceptions and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 touchdowns. Very solid year. 33 touchdowns. I will take that. Haven't had that in a quarterback year. Did Cousins ever get that? I don't think Cousins ever got close to that. We need a quarterback like this here in DC. I haven't had this type of quarterback here in DC in my lifetime. I have not seen this type of quarterback play. We had that one year with RG3. We had Cousins, but Cousins was always up and down. He never was the greatest. Anything else on stats? The Cleveland game, it was windy. He still threw for 66% completion percentage. He only threw it 30 times, 20 for 30. 163, a touchdown. How many rushing yards did he have? 36 rushing yards. Then adding the touchdowns he had on the ground, he had 1, 2, 3. 3 touchdowns on the ground. Take that. So now you're bumping that up to 36 touchdowns overall. Do you have any fumbles? Ooh, he had 2 fumbles, 3. But he recovered that. He only had 1, 2, 3 lost fumbles this year. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He had 8 fumbles overall though. It's a little concerning. I would like to see those. What happened? Anything else? Just looking through all these stats. Y'all can look what you want to too. If there's anything you want to look at, pause the video. I think that's it. So let's move on to what do we got next? All right, let's move on to his injury history, which I didn't know he had an ACL tear when he was in college. Did not know that before looking this up, which was on his left knee. He had a torn ACL on his right knee that happened in practice in 2017. And then 2019, he had a back problem. No, he played. Oh, no, he was backup. Weren't they already clinched the playoffs by then, so it didn't really matter. Then in college, he had a LCL sprain. Not really worried about that. He fractured a finger. It's fine. He broke his collarbone or fractured his collarbone? A slight crack. So he fractured his collarbone in a spring game. So he does have those 2 ACLs, but I believe once you have an ACL surgery, it's stronger than it was before. So he's had both of them done. It happens in football. It's part of the game. So it doesn't really bother me that much. Especially trade value wise, or injuries happen. I don't really care. I would rather just go out and get the guy. If he gets in, if a freak's injury happens like Alex Smith, you can't predict that. You just gotta go out and hope that doesn't happen. So let's get down. Do I believe Deshaun Watson is gonna come and be on this team? I would say we probably have like 30, I would say 25% chance of getting Deshaun Watson. Here's why. The Jets and Miami can offer higher draft picks than us. They can offer more. The only problem with that, yes, they can offer more, but do they want Deshaun in the same conference as them? That's the only thing. And we have seen the Texans organization make some, just from last year, making a boneheaded trade with Arizona or D-Hop. Now, is that O'Brien or was that their GM now? Or the guy who's still there? I don't know. Not in the room, so couldn't tell you. So could they take less for trading him out of the conference? Perhaps. Because of what they did last year, I wouldn't throw it out the door. Is there going to be other teams also interested than us, the Jets, and the Dolphins? 100%. One being the Colts. I don't see that happening. The Colts being in division, they're not going to trade in division. I mean, they could. It's the Texans. They've done stupid stuff before. I wouldn't be surprised. But I doubt they send them to the Colts. I doubt they send them to New England. I don't think they want New England to be good. So they're not going to send Deshaun Watson up there. Could they send them to San Francisco? Very possible. I think Frisco has the picks to do it. I think they're drafting high this year because of all the injuries they had. They weren't the best team this year. Who else would be looking for a quarterback in the NFC? Just going through. Lions just got Goff. Vikings, probably not. They got Cousins unless they trade him to San Francisco. That's a whole nother thing. But I think it's between Frisco and us in the NFC. Maybe Carolina. Carolina's another interesting place. They do have Teddy, but they can cut that deal. They want Watson. It's up to them. I feel like those are the top 3 teams in the NFC. Probably Frisco being the top, us being second, then Carolina. Then overall, I'd say it's probably Miami, the Jets, San Francisco, us, Carolina, then everyone else. So, won the top 5, but realistically, I think other people can offer something better. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.